Hare Krishna, all glories to my God brothers and God sisters, Srila Prabhupada's dedicated disciples. I joined in Vancouver in 1972, and I got initiated in Portland in June of 72. Prabhupada came to Portland. In those days, we just load up the van full of devotees, those Chevy vans. 25 devotees in a Chevy van.
What's his name?
And we stop halfway. Oh, actually, Portland was only 6 hours away, but going to Los Angeles every year to see Srila Prabhupada and stop somewhere and load 25 devotees into a motel room. That's how we worked. That's how we rolled. So Srila Prabhupada in Portland, Donavir Maharaj was the president at the time. And so there was a nice reception room for Srila Prabhupada. And we were all young, kind of spaced out kids. I was 20, just turned 21 actually. And Prabhupada was very grave, very grave. He's like, and we were going out on Harinam, and we get arrested in Portland. And at that time, we do Harinam 6-7 hours a day, downtown America, downtown Canada, and distribute back to Godheads. That was our thing. Prabhupada was, you're not distributing my big books. He was very grave. He said, you must distribute my big books, my Bhagavad Gitas, my Srimad Bhagavatams, like that. So I noticed Prabhupada at that time was very, very serious. Anyway, there must have been 25 devotees getting initiated. Yashomati Mataji, she's here. She hitchhiked from Montreal. She was 15 years old with her friend. We were all hitchhiking in those days all over the country, all over the continent, basically. So Pradyumna chose my name, and my Karmi name is Chris. So he thought, oh, it's a girl, Chris. So he gives Srila Prabhupada the Sanskrit name. Prabhupada looks at Pradyumna. It's just like rage, you know, there's just smoke coming out of his ears. What is this nonsense? Pradyumna was cowering. He said, okay, I'll choose his name. And he said, your name is Kripanidhi Das. I was happy. So many people were joining in Vancouver. It was a big hippie town. It was like northern San Francisco, just nothing but hippies from all over. Lots and lots of draft dodgers were living there. And the government of Canada, they didn't support the war very much, so they were like looking the other way. So many devotees from the West Coast, American devotees, joined in Vancouver. It was a booming hippie city at the time, and Baudak was the temple president. Rita joined there, Rita Prabhu, Ganapati Maharaj, he joined there, Dharmatma, Parmaswari, many devotees joined on the West Coast there in Vancouver at that time. And things were really booming. And so my main service was book distribution. Tripurari inspired us all. And we would just go up and down the coast and travel. We'd follow different rock groups. Like Bob Dylan was we'd always bring him prasadam. We'd do his concert and we'd bring him prasadam. Rolling Stones, they would get prasadam, and we'd distribute books at their concerts. Gunagraj Maharaj was in San Diego. He would take us and he'd show us the Rolling Stones. They had a jet, 747 or something, a huge jet at the airport. It was all painted up, you know, psychedelic. So those were the the boom days, the movement just exploded. And we're so grateful. We would go to see Srila Prabhupada in Los Angeles every year, 73, 74, 75, and the movement just kept booming and booming. And I worked at the Los Angeles airport for over a year, Las Vegas airport, and so many devotees just distributing books, Mula Prakriti, so many devotees, La Banglatik. So we felt that we were like warriors for Srila Prabhupada, and Prabhupada was just, oh, you did 1 million books, double it. Never satisfied. We just shake our heads, okay, Prabhupada. Many people that I met later on in the 80s, 90s, in my course of my preaching, they would say, I got your books and it changed my life. I have recordings where people would call me and they'd be crying because they read Srimad Bhagavatam, all cantos, the whole thing, you know, and they said, saved my family, saved our lives, it changed our lives completely. Srila Prabhupada is so wonderful. This lady called me, she's in Canada, she called me recently. She said, you just, this Bhagavatam set has changed my life. And I don't know where she got it, but she had a big picture of Srila Prabhupada in her living room. She must have ordered it somewhere. And she was showing me her altar. And the Srimad Bhagavatam was on her altar. And she said, we read it every day. So we have no idea. I think this movement is like, what are those ice things that float in the water? Icebergs. We're just seeing the tip of the iceberg. And there's so much going on. People's lives are being changed. So thank you, devotees, for your inspiration and your association. We really loved each other. I remember so much love between devotees. And just so much love for Srila Prabhupada. It was amazing. Thank you, Hare Krishna.